What's up guys, it's Daveincid. I'm happy to present you my March update. The focus on this month was, among other things, further improving the player development problem, which is already described in detail in the February video. However, that is by far not all. A total of 12 files were updated and 4 new files were created. No monthly update has been this big before. For all of you who can't wait to play with the next update of DaveTheEditor's AroundTheGlobe Megapack, I advise you to watch my video very carefully. There is a tiny hint of a huge feature that will be included in his next update. I'll put his link into the description as well. But before I start, it's important for me to address the issues that I have been recently involved again in the FM community. Some of you may have noticed that parts of my work, as well as those of many other well-known creators, have been stolen again. The thieves are not just presenting the files as their own work, but they are also hiding their files behind a permanent paywall and charging people money for it. This applies to all types of graphics such as kits, stadium pictures, player faces, skins, but also leak files and much more. I know from several creators what this triggers for them. Some of them have already stopped creating content, others now seriously dealing with it, and still others are, one thing above all, extremely angry and disappointed. So many great people put so much time into their work for the community. I have to deal with this topic for the third time already within a year. It does have consequences for me. I'm less friendly and I cannot use my limited resources as I wish. This also has consequences for you. This time the public release was delayed by 2 days. Luckily, the majority of my work was already done before. If the timing would have been worse, the release could have also been delayed between 2 or 3 weeks or even cancelled completely. My personal message to all those who steal other people's work is this: you don't deserve to be part of this wonderful community at all. Enough about that for now, and hopefully for a long time too. Let's start with the stuff why you clicked on that video and of course already subbed the channel. In order to get the problem of player development under control even better as before, I've pushed until the limits within the editor, including breaking a taboo with myself. More on that later. So which files have I changed in this regard and why? The alternative youth rating file has some slightly changes received again. It is therefore no longer the case that youth ratings have to be massively lower as in earlier versions. This function basically defines the potential of new gens. However, since the development has been slowed down considerably, it does not matter if there are many players with a high potential ability, since this is achieved much less frequently. I have recalculated the awards again and have adjusted and increased the reputation gain for youth awards massively. This helps younger players to get playing time earlier and through that helps them to quicker improve their current ability. This again helps to lower the average age in clubs and in the national teams. It also increases the level of difficulty to keep the most promising youngsters at smaller clubs, but also at bigger clubs if they don't get enough playing time. It was therefore essential for me to create awards for competitions like German A Bundesliga, the highest youth leagues in Spain, Italy or England, in order to increase their reputation at an early age. Long story short, I've added more frustration for you guys with those changes. You're welcome. It's important to me to explain the following. Awards in FM have a function. It's not only a cosmetic thing, if added correctly. They somehow represent the media attention or the hysterical hype about those 15 years old next Messis. It has a high impact on a player's value, but not on their current ability. I try to replicate this behavior as good as possible. In reality, there are not many awards in this form, not even existing ones in the default game. Especially in smaller nations or at youth tournaments, an award is not given every time in real life, but it's crucial to support the in-game behavior with those newly created awards. Please also note that the league needs to be set as playable to see the awards. I also highly recommend to load at least one nation per continent, otherwise the continental awards will not work. Every club in the database has received the increase from the existing values: youth, training facilities, youth importance and youth coaching. Nothing has changed in the difference between the clubs. This is extremely important to increase the average new gen's current ability when they appear in the youth intakes. They are too weak in the default game, and with the slowed down development in general, it has a massive negative impact on the game's balance. I have recalculated all youth leagues so that their importance and thus the reputation gain is shown more realistically already in the February version. This has been pushed again further with the March update. Top divisions worldwide also received a slight boost again, due to the fact that a higher league reputation is leading to higher player reputations. This is another attempt to boost younger players' reputation slightly. This changes a lot for the financial calculations in other areas, such as sponsorship, salaries or market values. This file has also been updated to be in line with those changes. The first Taboo break represents the next file. All managers in the database have their youth training attribute increased by 2. It's a new approach to encourage managers to bet more on younger players and lower the too high average age of clubs in general. Whether it fulfills this function is not clear with the mass of changes I have done. It doesn't do any harm, and if it only has a positive influence of 1%, I'm more than happy. The next file, which includes extensive adjustments, was even more difficult for me. I racked my brain for a long time about this file, whether I should create it or not. It works great, but not everyone will enjoy it, especially the romantics who want their beloved players to rock the league until he's 40. I finally decided to do it because all the players' physical stats are in some cases not adjusted every year, as well as the current ability. Neither is the injury rate, but older players are more likely to get injured when they are getting older. This hasn't been such a noticeable thing in the past, as those players decreased fast enough. However, since this was slowed down in the last fix, I had to speed this up again. So my adjustments reduce all players' following attributes by 1 or 2. Natural fitness, and the older players' natural fitness and the injury prone value by 2. The overall impact is marginal. Mo Salah still won Ballon d'Or in a test save aged 37. However, it has a positive impact on the whole database, and this is all I care about. These would be all of the changes that have been made to this specific issue, at least from my side. In cooperation with DaveTheEditor, there will be another big surprise for you. I'm curious which of you have already discovered the hint at this point of the video. Geographics and languages received a big update this time. Top 100 nations have been checked in detail and further improved if necessary. There are again countless city data added, as well as some new languages. A new file is the club moral adjustments. This file should better represent the current state of mind in clubs. Most clubs were very well edited, but some were too good or some too bad. Media reports and the current league table in the largest nations were included. As the new Manchester United manager, your first dressing room speech will probably be great or sobering. I hope that this will make the league table more realistic, especially in the first year. Also new is Manager's Club Preferences. This file was made to a complaint by a user that Jurgen Klopp always, whether he does or not isn't really important, signs for Manchester City after Liverpool. This won't happen anymore. I do see a lot of potential in further improve this file once SE made their final update, and I know with what I can work within the next half year. A small but necessary adjustment has also been made to the current currency file to reflect the current situation in the world. Some of you understand what I mean. I already have some ideas for the April update, and the first alpha version will already appear on Patreon more sooner than later. I'm very grateful for all supporters, not only Patreon, but on Twitter, YouTube or Discord. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Cheers, Daveincid.